Hello, I'm Michael Poole. Today I'll be talking to Carol Nicholas-Letch, who is the priest in charge of the Wissey Valley Benefice, which is in the Fincham and Feltwell Deanery in the far north of the Ely Diocese.
So, Carol, what was your experience of the ministry family when it first started up?
When the ministry family first started up, it was quite small, and it was Ken that called us the previous incumbent, a ministry family rather than a team. I never asked him why, but it seemed the right word for what we were trying to do. And the aim of the ministry family was for us all to work together, be a team together, but also each individual church of the benefice to be autonomous really and be able to fly and do what they felt they could do with the people that they had and the gifts and the talents that were within their own little community. So that's how it started. There was not very many of us. I think there was Ken as the priest in charge, and there was 2 lay ministers, that's myself and Janet. And Janet looked after 1 parish, I looked after 2 parishes, and Ken led all the rest. There were 8 altogether. And as we've gone on, we've grown. What I found really encouraging is that as we've moved forward over the years, because we've allowed people to try things, and if they didn't like it or it didn't work or whatever, because we were a family, we could sit around and talk about it and decide, okay, that's not really working, what shall we do? Shall we put more effort in, or shall we move on and forget that? And people didn't feel as if there was somebody waiting to trip them up, or if they'd made a mistake to be pulled over the coals, where there was no blame and shame. It was all about learning from everybody and what everybody was doing. And I think one of the most important things that we've benefited from by doing it like that is that more and more people have seen what ordinary people like you and me can do, and they're thinking, if they can do it, then I could have a go. And it's continuing all the way through the years.
The other thing I was going to ask is how applicable or how easy is it to transfer what we're doing, the style of ministry that we have, to other benefices?
I think it depends on the benefice. I mean, we are very lucky because we've got a mixed economy of churches in our benefice. We've got some that are higher and some that are lower than others. And that works very well for having lay ministers there who can take Sunday morning services, service of the word. They can take morning prayer. They can take compline. So having other people around, it takes the pressure off of the priest. And you cannot run a multi-parish benefice without having other people there to be with you and to be equal. Yes, the buck stops here, but everybody can take part. Everybody can say what they feel. There is no right way or wrong way, and very rarely do we have to come to the point where, we can't do that, because we come to that decision between us all, don't we? Yeah. So I think it would fit in very well with other benefices, providing 1, they all sing off the same hymn sheet, 2, they have regular meetings, and that is important. I mean, we have regular ministry family meetings, and I also run open house so that anybody can come round if they're concerned about anything. Fellowship, I think, is very important. But I think everybody has got to have the frame of mind where everybody counts. Setting God's people free has got to be at the forefront. And if people want to have a go to express their calling and their talent and their gifts, they should be allowed to do that.
What would you say does the minister, the parish priest or the benefice priest, what sort of skills do they need to have a ministry family working with them?
I think the most important thing is not to be defensive and to consider that you are the only person that can do that because you are a priest. You've got to listen to other people. You've got to try and empathise with their point of view and look at it from where they are sitting. Personally, I don't like the idea of having a centralised figure or a centralised church, actually, because I'm a great believer in not only are we all equal, but all the churches are equal as well. And you've got to be generous of spirit, I think, to allow people to make mistakes. And to be honest, that takes courage because, as I say, the buck stops here. But if you don't do that, how are you going to know what people's talents are? What I would like to say is that when an emergency comes up, you can normally fill it from within. I'll give you an example. As you know, I was in isolation for 10 days because I'd been in contact with my granddaughter who'd had COVID, we found out. And during that period, I had 2 weddings and 3 baptisms to do. Now, because we've got this family and we've got people that can do things as well as me, and we're very lucky to have 2 other priests within our benefice, they did one of the weddings and they did the baptisms. And I know as I come up for stepping back from full-time ministry, there will be a gap, there will be an interregnum, but I really believe and I know that our benefice will just carry on because they've got the experience of being self-autonomous and they can just carry on. They know they can go to other priests in the deanery if they need any help. They've got the archdeacon until we've got a rural dean. I know that things will carry on because nobody is indispensable.
That's great. Thank you, Carol. That's really appreciated.